Now let us consider another important article from the chapter rotational dynamics. We have already seen perpendicular axis theorem. Now another important article, another important theorem that is called as parallel axis theorem. Okay, parallel axis theorem. Let us consider first of all about the statement, what the theorem states. What parallel axis theorem states. The theorem states that the moment of inertia, the moment of inertia about any axis is always equal to the moment of inertia about any axis is always equal to the sum of moment of inertia passing through center and product of mass and square of its distance between two parallel axes, comma, inverted comma. What the theorem states, the moment of inertia about any axis, let us consider I, that is the moment of inertia about origin, about any axis is always equal to the sum of moment of inertia I passing through center IC and the product of mass and square of its distance, that is r square, that is IO is equal to IC plus MR square, or IO is equal to IC plus, you can write distance R or distance H both. So this is the mathematical form of parallel axis theorem, that IO is equal to IC plus MR square. Okay. So what the theorem states, that the moment of inertia about any axis is always equal to the sum of moment of inertia passing through center, product of mass and square of its distance between two parallel axes. Okay. Let us consider its proof. How moment of inertia about origin is always equal to the sum of moment of inertia passing through center, product of mass, square of its distance. Let us consider a rigid body. Let us consider a rigid body of any shape having a mass m. Let us consider a rigid body of any shape having a mass m with the O as a origin, C as a center. Both are separated by distance r. Okay. Consider a point P or a small element having a mass dm. Consider there is a small element of mass dm where it is at point P. So join OP and CP. We get a triangle, that is triangle OCP. Okay. Draw a tangent PM on OC produced. What we have done here? Draw a tangent PM on OC produced. We get a right angle triangle, that is OMP. Okay. Let us consider IO be the moment of inertia passing through the origin. Okay. IC be the moment of inertia passing through center. Now, according to Pythagoras theorem from triangle, from the geometry of figure, from triangle OMP, according to Pythagoras theorem, in the triangle OMP, according to Pythagoras theorem, what we can write, that is OP square is equal to, yes, OM square plus PM square. Okay. This is the general form that all of you are very familiar. Another simplest way to obtain the proof, generally we have started that there is a rigid body having a mass m with O as a origin, C as a center, both are separated by distance r. Okay. Let us consider there is a small element having a mass dm at point P. So join OP, join CP, draw a tangent PM on OC produced. We get a right angle triangle, that is OMP. Okay. What do we understand by IO? IO be the moment of inertia passing through origin. Okay. What do we understand by IC? IC be the moment of inertia passing through center. Therefore, the moment of inertia passing through origin, mathematically first, the moment of inertia passing through origin, moment of inertia I, passing through origin O, that is IO is equal, we can write, that is nothing but OP square, or you can write PO square dm, equation number first. What do we understand by IO? IO is the moment of inertia passing through origin. Moment of inertia, product of mass, square of distance. From the origin, where is the point P? That is OP square. So OP square dm. Of the same type, likewise we can write the moment of inertia passing through center. Yes, moment of inertia I, passing through center C. IC is equal from point C. Yes, what we can write, that is CP square dm, equation number 6. Then after that, what we have done? We have just draw a tangent PM on OC produced. What happens? We get a triangle OMP. Yes, now from triangle OMP, according to Pythagoras theorem, what we can write, that is OP square is equal to OM square plus PM square. OP square is equal to OM square. Distribute OM in the form of OC plus CM. So OM square can be written as OC plus CM bracket square. Plus what remains here? PM square. What we can write, that is OP square is equal to, as it is, OC plus CM bracket square, that is A plus B bracket square. What we can write? A square, that is OC square, plus twice AB, that is twice OC into CM, plus B square, that is CM square, plus what remains? PM square. Yes, OP square is equal to, in the bracket, OC plus CM bracket square, that is A plus B. Use the formula. A square, that is OC square, plus 2AB, that is 2 OC into CM, plus B square, that is CM square, plus PM square as it is. If we observe again, we have another triangle, that is triangle from triangle CMP. From triangle CMP, again according to Pythagoras theorem, what we can write? That is CP square is equal to CM square plus PM square. Watch this line, CM square plus PM square. In the above expression also we have CM square plus PM square. What we can write? CM square plus PM square, we can write CP square. So above expression becomes, that is OP square is equal to OC square plus twice OC into CM plus, yes, what we can write? That is CP square. Got the idea? Where is OP? Check it. Yes, IU is equal to OP square. Put the value of OP. Put the OP in equation number 1. What we get? When you put the value of OP in equation 1, what happens? Yes, from equation 1, that is IU is equal to integration of OP square, that is nothing but OC square plus twice OC into CM plus CP square multiplied by, this is the value of OP that we have obtained here, multiplied by the factor DM. You got the idea? We have obtained the value of OP square. Put the OP square in equation 1. It is here. That is IO is equal to integration of OC square plus twice OCCM plus CP square. Multiply this DM inside. What we get? IO is equal to integration of OC square DM plus 2 outside the integration. In the integration, OC into CM into DM plus integration of CP square DM. Okay, since from the above information, what we have? Yes, this OC square DM. What is the value of OC in the diagram? In the diagram, OC square is nothing but, we can write, that is here we can write, that is IU is equal to integration of this factor OC represented by R. So we can write it as R square DM plus twice OC, that is R into CM DM plus integration of CP square DM. It is nothing but, what we can write? It is nothing but IC. Check here very carefully. OC square, in the diagram we have OC is represented by R, so R square DM plus twice OC, once again R into CM into DM. CP square DM we have, it is nothing but IC, so put it here IC. But IU is equal to this R square, take outside the integration. What remains in the integration? DM plus 2 R. What remains in the integration? CM into DM plus this IC. Okay. Now IU is equal to integration of dx is nothing but x. Integration of dy is nothing but, yes, y. What is the integration of dm? It is mr square. What it becomes? It becomes mr square plus we are writing this factor as 0. Why? Cm into dm. That it is said that the center of mass of all particles, the moments of center of mass of all particles at the center, it is always equal to 0. The moments of particles at the center, the center of mass of all particles, moments is always equal to 0. So something multiplied by 0, 0. What means here? I see. This can also be written as R IU is equal to IC plus mr square. Okay, what we can write? That the moment of inertia about origin is always equal to the sum of moment of inertia passing through center, product of mass and square of its distance. Watch it.